You have a lot of information here that will be put into the record. I just ask you to paraphrase as much as you can because we still have other speakers to get through. And I don't know if they're going to throw us out of here by the time we said so. I don't want to take that chance and cut somebody off at the end.
You're correct. I will paraphrase.
All right.
I will paraphrase.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chairman Grisani and Senator Gallivan. I am Robert Duffy, President, Synergetics Incorporated, and it's J.R. Red Incorporated. Synergetics is the division. I'm a bioengineer by profession. Today I will introduce you to an advanced industrial wastewater treatment and technology. The technology is nanophotonic decontamination and purification. Photonics is the application of light, whose basic energy unit is the photon. SIAD is a patented process incorporated in specific combination of proprietary light waves operating simultaneously to decontaminate, purify, and sterilize. I led a team over the past 30 years, combined with Roswell Park doctors and University of Buffalo researchers, along with many other institutions around this country, to develop this process. Interesting, as we've heard about the medical device industry. We began in the medical device industry with successful and validated use of this SIAD technology equipment produced by Synergetics over 2 decades ago. I also heard quite a bit about solids. We began by micro-cleaning. We did organic and inorganic decontamination and sterilization of medical equipment and implant equipment. We removed the contaminants. These research and trials were done at nationally and internationally recognized institutions, Roswell Park, Cleveland Clinic, UCLA, University of Buffalo, Veterans Administration, and others around the country. About 10 years ago, we advanced this technology and tried it in liquids. We were funded by the state of New York, federal government, and we had successful studies in the fields of food, beverage, and agricultural purification, weapons-grade biological and chemical decontamination after the 9/11, 2001, and industrial wastewater remediation. Clients in this field included everyone from Tropicana to Boeing. Just recently, we finished our last study of a benchmark hazardous industrial waste hydrocarbon, phenols and PCB. That is attached in your folder there. Why is this important? We changed PCB, contaminated water, from the transformer industry into drinking grade water. Not environmentally sound water that you just release, but drinking, human consumption water. About a year ago, hydrocarbon contaminated shale drilling and hydraulic fracturing flowback water was brought to my attention. Hydrocarbon contaminated water contains hydrogen and carbon compound, which is nonpolar, and water, which is a polar. Hydrocarbons and water do not mix, but are extremely difficult to separate and require industrial water treatment. Simple hydrocarbons such as methane, ethane, propane, butane are found in natural gas. Horizontal shale drilling and hydraulic fracturing flowback water contains natural gas. Horizontal shale drilling, let me repeat that, horizontal shale drilling, not vertical, horizontal shale drilling, and hydraulic fracturing flowback water is carbon-contaminated industrial wastewater and requires industrial wastewater treatment. Again, I am here to introduce you to a new technology, an advanced industrial wastewater technology. We call it SIAD. That stands for Synergistic Isogenous Active Decontamination. It is value added. It is value added to the industry in that the water recycling and industrial water treatment facilities conducive to reducing transportation and water costs. It is value added to the community. new equipment, manufacturing, sales opportunities for New York State. It is value added to the environment because we can produce clean water and clear air. Both the stationary and mobile industrial SIAD wastewater treatment systems and facilities we hope to be optional and located in communities and on industrial sites producing clean water and pure air. SIAD is a New York Green Technology and Manufacturing Initiative for a global market. SIAD is made in the USA. Synergetics is a local company. We can address solids. We can address radioactive, our research. And we are prepared to work jointly with these companies to use our research and technology to improve the quality of life in New York State. And I offer that today. Thank you for your time, and if you have questions, which I imagine you will.
No, thank you, Robert. You know, and looking at this earlier, it seems as that because you've been in this industry for so long,
yes,
that some of the, as you said with the PCBs, some of the things that you've cleaned, you're saying are and filtered are a lot harder to filter and clean than this.
that is correct. That is correct.
In a nutshell, what you're saying is what you've done in the past with the hydrocarbons and cleaning is something that was more difficult. You're able to do. You feel you can do this as far as
Yes.
the flowback water.
Again, I refer to the medical device industry. In the medical device industry, we use benchmark organisms and chemicals with the FDA. Once those are remediated, you can do the lesser amounts. Again, that's what we did with the chemicals here. That's why the phenols and the PCB was so important. It is literally impossible to break down the PCBs in the water. In fact, so impossible that we now have a working relationship with one of the large electrical transformer companies in the nation, internationally, that's looking at this process. What we see in the hydraulic fracturing water is applying our knowledge of what we've used already, and it's a technology transfer from the medical device industry, including what we know about quality assurance in the medical device industry. It is interesting that when you talked of the regulatory and the control factors in the medical device industry, again, which I've been a member of for 30 years, we are controlled by the FDA. When we ship out any medical device equipment that is contaminated or it is rubbish, we are responsible. We are responsible for that transportation. We are responsible for, on down the line, right into the facilities, their pits and so on. When the FDA inspector comes in, I don't know if you're familiar with an FDA inspector. An FDA inspector will come into your facility, a hospital or so on, show you his credentials, and flash his sidearm. FDA inspectors are the only inspectors that allow that.
I didn't know that.
Yes, it is scary. You don't mess with FDA. They take and they will go over your records, and you better have your quality assurance in place that every sequence down that line is validated and verified, or you're responsible, and they will shut you down immediately.
Now, when they talk about, and you were here this morning, when they talk about, whether it's public or private facilities being able to trying to clean this water, you're saying that could be possible by your technique?
My technique is one of a series of techniques. In our mobile units that we designed, we use a separation process, a coarse filtration process, similar to what Chesapeake just explained, our nanophotonic SIAD process, which removes reduces the hydrocarbons. You don't totally remove it. You get down below levels that are hazardous. And then you do the final filtration process, which is 1 to 2 microns, and you come out with close to a drinking water standard, which, after we finish this process, we are able to recycle the water in a vertical well, which is when you start drilling the well, you have to use a pure water. I'm sure everyone will agree on that because you're going to be penetrating the aquifer.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I appreciate your testimony here today. I'll turn it over to Senator Gallivan.
No more questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.